diversity. Now, linguistic diversity means language diversity, what we are having. The differences what we are having in language. In before starting of the chapter only, I have introduced with you what is linguistic and how many languages in total we are having, right? In starting only, I have told it. So what they have talked about it is there are 1,652 languages, out of which 22 is considered as a major language, right? This thing I have already talked with you. There are 1,652 languages spoken in India, and out of which, according to the Constitution of India, 22 major official languages they have been considered. They have been recognized 22 as an major official languages. Okay, we'll see what all these are. This is according to the 8th schedule of Indian Constitution. What all that 22 languages are, we will see that, but this is for information. Further, they have divided languages into 4 parts: Indo-Aryan family group, Dravidian family of language, Sino-Tibetan, and Ostrich. This way they have divided into 4 parts. Indo-Aryan family is the group which has been mostly found in India, mostly commonly found in India. This is spoken in the northern and western part of India. Okay, it is Hindi, Marathi, Bengali, Urdu, Gujarati, Punjabi, Sindhi, Kashmiri, Oriya, Konkani, Sanskrit, Pahiri, Rajasthani, Bihari. These all languages are Indo-Aryan family of languages. Next, we have Dravidian languages. This is spoken mostly in the south part of India, southern part of India, we can say, and it is second most important family in India. It is Kannada, Malayalam, Tamil, Telugu, Tulu, and all. So 25% of the population is covered by Dravidian, and Indo-Aryan by 72% of the population. Next, we had this Sino-Tibetan family of languages. This is covered mostly from North Bihar, North Bengal, and North Assam part. They spoke mostly as Sikkim, Ladakhi, Sherpa, Bodo, Naga, Manipuri, Tripura. That is Tripuri. This language is spoken. Next is Ostrich language. This is the language which in Austro-Asian subfamily is being spoken. Mostly northern eastern part. You found out Khasi, Santali. The Adivasis the language they spoke, that is Ostrich language. Munda, Kol group, Khasi, Santali and all, Santals and also Mundas. So this is the language mostly spoken by the Adivasi group. Okay. So this is related to your in linguistic diversity, a language which they have spoke out. Further, you had the major languages. Before moving to this, I just wanted to explain you what is 22. I told you there are 22 major languages which has been spoke. So about 41% of population speaks in Hindi, Bengali 81%, and Telugu in 7.1%, and Marathi is 7%. So this is how they have made the classification. So what all that 22 major languages are there? One by one, I'm taking the name of that language. The first is Assami, Bengali, Bodo, Dogri, Gujarati, Hindi, Kannada, Kashmiri, Konkani. Then we have Malayalam, Manipuri, Marathi, Nepali, Oriya, Punjabi, Maithili, Sanskrit, Santali, Sindhi, Tamil, Telugu, Urdu. These are the languages, 22 major languages according to the 8th schedule of Indian Constitution is considered as an official languages in India. Okay. Now we'll see a small story behind it. That is, you have a states of languages based on. So states of languages, firstly, what you are having was English. The official language in India firstly was English. Now, why English was an official language? Because many of the rulers came and they just ruled India and went out. Portuguese and all, they just came, they ruled India and they went out. So due to which English was an official language at that period. But later on in Lok Sabha, they introduced in 1963, they introduced an Hindi as an official language. Okay, so now Hindi is our official language. Secondary language we can consider as an English, because अगर किसी को हिंदी नहीं समझ में आ रहा है तो इंग्लिश, but there is very less chances कि हिंदी नहीं समझ में आ रहा है इसलिए हम इंग्लिश यूज कर रहे हैं. Very less chances. Mostly found in the southern part, that is in Tamil Nadu, because Tamil Nadu is the state which they declared it as a separate state from the country, rest of the country. Therefore, over there, this Parliament Act was not amended. This is not passed. They doesn't consider Hindi as in their official language. Yet they consider English in their official language. So, if you visit in Tamil Nadu's part, if you speak in Hindi, though they know or don't know, but they won't speak in Hindi, they'll ask you in English or they will ask in their mother tongue. Always they will speak in their mother tongue. And if you don't understand by the action or in the English, you have to make a communication. So this is the part what they are talking about. So leaving that Tamil Nadu part, rest of the India is considered Hindi as an official language. Understood? Okay, I was talking state language basis. I missed out with this point. This is point talking about every after independence. So Punjab was divided into Punjab and Haryana, like Maharashtra is divided into Maharashtra and Gujarat, like that. Okay. Just go through this two slides, linguistic diversity and this. Then we'll move further to the next concept, regional variation.
Recording stopped.
Just go through this line. Okay, I'm changing this line. Just go through this also. Okay, let's move further towards our next concept. I hope you have done with
Recording
this.
in progress.
Yes, miss.
Next is regional variation. Now, regional variation, we have seen this region-wise, we divide the area. Now, what all reasons are there for our regional variation? Firstly, we'll see that India has 29 states and out of it, 7 states are union territories. 29 states India has and 7 it is union territories. they have divided, and according to the people, culture, and resources, this has been divided. Okay, a small part which they have needed to explain you. Now, various regional differences, how we have done according to the literacy. Literacy wide, if you see, so southern part mostly, and Goa is the most literate state, we can say. Kerala, Mizoram, Tripura, Goa is highly literate state. Then Bihar, Arunachal Pradesh, Rajasthan, and Jharkhand, where they found out very low literacy rate. So literacy rate wise, they have done this regional variation differences. अगर देखा जाए तो birth rate and death rate अगर देखा जाए तो highly populated and backward states like North India, it's Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh finds birth rate and death rate is very high as compared to the southern part in Kerala, some Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, and Andhra Pradesh. So you found out birth rate over there is very high, and death rate, birth rate and death rates are very high as compared to the southern parts. Urbanization bites me. If you go out, then you found out Goa, Mizoram is highly concentrated population in urban areas compared to the Madhya Pradesh and Bihar. Poverty they have considered. So India is having 37% line. If you found out that they have extended the line above over that line, the people are those who are having at least their middle class, we can say, and rich middle class and rich people. They lies in the above, where these are the people who is giving their after satisfying the basic status, basic livelihood. मतलब basic livelihood क्या है? Food, clothing, shelter. After satisfying this, they left out with some money as a saving. On the line is the person who hardly just satisfy the basic needs, and below are those people who are not able to satisfy their even basic needs also. So this is the poverty line which we had it. So poverty is very much founded in 37% in India, 37% as World Bank report in which was happening 2014, and the highest poverty is in Orissa, Bihar, and Madhya Pradesh, and lowest you found out in Goa, Jammu Kashmir, Punjab as in poverty. Okay, so fourth point for the which is there for various region differences is poverty. Next, they are talking about as an infrastructure development. Now, infrastructure development, there is low level of infrastructure development, such as you have a transport, communication, banking, etc. In the states of India, when in especially found in northern and eastern part. Okay, now infrastructure matlab development matlab if you are traveling goods from one place to another, the road should be properly maintained. So transportation facility should be there, communication facility, networking should be there, banking facilities there. There are few villages yet they do not have any network. मतलब हम उस village में जाएंगे तो हमारा मोबाइल बंद हो जाता है. So this is the northern and eastern states where especially found it for the infrastructure development. Next, level of unemployment highly found in Orissa, Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, and Uttar Pradesh. Our people are having unemployment rates and lower, but the laborers are exploited with very low wages. मतलब the employment wages which has been paid to this labor are very low. Next, they are talking about industrialization. So states like Maharashtra, Gujarat, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka had made good progress in industries. So industrialization, that's why people in hunch of employment shifted towards these places. Industrialization is very weak in southern part like Kerala and Andhra Pradesh. Highly income inequalities has been found out. Highly populated states are Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh. So due to low wages, especially unorganized sector, income inequality has been found out in these states. Now, if you move towards the gender ratio, I'll explain you in the start also that Kerala is the state where you found out female ratio is more than male, and Haryana is the state where there is a worst ratio for gender ratio. Female is less than male. Okay, so southern parts they respect the female very more. They call as baris also for female, and they consider the female mostly. So in the northern part, it is not found like that. So this is the gender ratio which they are talking about. The last point for this answer they are talking about is life expectancy. Usually, if you see, according to biological way, female has more life than male. To live a life longer, female is and other activities happening in states of Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh. Female is having very low life than male. And in southern part, if you go Kerala, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, and all, female is having higher life than the male. Okay. So I just wanted you to go through this regional variation once. Then we'll start with rural characteristics. Rural, urban, and tribal. What it is?
Recording stopped.
Just go through this slide once. Just go through ताकि कुछ समझ में नहीं आया then you can ask me. Yeah, just I'm changing the next slide. Go through this also.
Recording in progress.
Yeah, let's move further with our next concept, that is rural characteristics. Now we are going to study rural, urban, and tribal all characteristics. So first we'll consider rural characteristics. See, rural means village areas. So previously it was like more villages was there. About 6 lakh village population was there in India. 68.84% of India's population used to live in village. गांव में 68.84% of population were living. Later on, due to some reason, they shifted to urban. Now they had their home in villages, but living in urban and went in vacation period for villages. Like this is this scenario is happening over here. But previously, according to 2011 census report, you find out over 6 lakhs villages in India, and 68.84% of Indian population is living in villages, and 31.16% is living in urban. अभी इसका उल्टा हो गया, ये उल्टा हो गया scenario. Okay. Now, what is the characteristics of rural is caste system. You find out widely spread of caste system in rural areas. Sorry, in rural areas. So dependency of villages is according to their caste system. Then intimated relations. Intimated relation was very good. Intimated मतलब close relations. क्यों? क्योंकि घर छोटे थे. एक गांव में कहाँ कौन रहता है सबको पता था. इकट्ठा होके उन लोग बैठते थे, बातें करते थे, अपना काम धंधा करते थे, बातें भी करने के लिए इवनिंग वॉज अ पीरियड इन द विलेज. क्यों? क्योंकि वहां तब इलेक्ट्रिसिटी और ये सब नहीं था. सो इवनिंग में रात तक कोई काम नहीं करता था. इवनिंग होता था, जैसे अंधेरा होता था, सब घर में आते थे, रेस्ट करते थे, नहा धो के फिर चिट चैट करने के लिए, बैठने के लिए उनको टाइम मिल जाता था. So that's why in villages you found out intimated relations are there. Status of woman. Now status of woman in rural area, if you go, then woman is dependent on male. So totally dependent on male. What is her duty? To do household activities and work on farm. Bas. This was the status of woman in India. Sacrificing is the interest of woman, we can say. हर एक चीज पे sacrifice करना. This is what they are talking. Occupation, the primary occupation is engaged. They are engaged in primary occupation. Primary occupation is agriculture. Agriculture directly, indirectly, everyone is connected with it. Size of population, if you found out, it has been explained in the above only. According to 2011 census report, 68.84% of India's total population lives in villages. And according to World Develop Indicator in 11, Japan 9%, Australia 11%, and USA is having 18% of population as in rural base. Okay. Next, they are talking about is location pattern. So 6,41,000 villages of population was there living, and at present only 4,000 villages of population is there, and 10,000 plus population is living in that. Because everyone I have told you, it has been shifted in the rural area, urban areas. Okay. Next, literacy rate, very low literacy rate has been found in India and in rural population, less education. 50% of them is educated. Education facilities only not provided in villages. And second most thing they can be reason, that is poverty. Poverty can also be one of the reason for that. Then next they are talking about this conservative attitude. So people in Indian villages are largely conservative in nature. They do not have accept of changes in principles. उन्होंने जो principles set किए हैं उसके अंदर उन लोगों को कोई changes ही नहीं चाहिए. उनके opinions, उनके beliefs, that is only the majority which they think of. No one else can come and give their you can say अपनी राय देना is not allowed for them. Unemployment rate is highly found in compared to the urban areas. In rural areas, unemployment rate is highly found. Because seasonal occupation वहाँ पे होते हैं, seasonal period तक they had an occupation, after that they do not have an employment. Media exposure, the media is very rural in masses if you found it comparatively low as compared to the urban areas. Due to low media exposure, the government campaigns, family welfares are there, social issues do not reach to the masses in the villages in media exposure. Poverty, as per the Suresh Tendulkar Committee report, 37.2% of India population is living in the poverty line, below poverty line. In rural areas, 41% of population is that. Because I now only told you employment is the seasonal base. So particular season that they had, and after that they do not have any occupation. Very rarely they get an occupation. Okay. So these are some reasons why rural characteristic is there. What I'll do, I'll teach you urban characteristics also, because third and fourth both are my only. Okay, we had more points in rural characteristics. Poverty, what all reasons are there for poverty? Highly growth of population is the one of the reason. Exploitation done by the landlords, मतलब to the laborer. लोन अगर लेते हैं तो दे जस्ट डू माल प्रैक्टिसेस इन मनी लेंडर्स. माल प्रैक्टिसेस में क्या करते हैं, अगर फार्मर ने 100 रुपीज का लोन लिया तो वो चले जाने के बाद एक जीरो बढ़ा देते हैं, 100 का हो गया 1000 रुपीज, लाइक दैट वे. So poor implementation of anti-poverty measurements has been done. No implementation या फिर उन तक वो schemes पहुंचती ही नहीं है रूरल एरिया तक, बीच में ही लोग खा जाते हैं. So this is the part they are talking about. Nextly, they are talking about work participation rate. Work participation rate, if you found out female and male, 53% is male and 30 rural, and urban area में 53.8% is urban and 15.4% is in rural. Females are there in urban area working. Now, main problem faced by the rural population is lack of infrastructure facility, low level of literacy, you found out, higher incidence of poverty as compared to the urban areas, exploitation done by landlords, and seasonal unemployment. These are the main reason faced by the rural population. Okay, I just wanted you all to go through this. Meanwhile, I'm giving you